سلام علیکم و رحمت الله. خوشنودی قلب نازنین حضرت صاحب الزمان صلوات خط بفرمایید. محمد و آل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم. ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء. ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
seek refuge in Allah from the outcast shaitan. In the name of Allah, the All-Wise and the All-Merciful. Whatever there is in the heavens and in the earth glorifies Allah, the Sovereign, the All-Holy, the Almighty, and the All-Wise. It is He who sent to the unlettered people an apostle from among themselves, to recite to them His signs, to purify them, and to teach them the book of wisdom. And earlier they had indeed been in manifest error. And to others from among them as well, who have not yet joined them, He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. That is Allah's grace, which He grants to whoever He wishes, and Allah is dispenser of a great grace. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala
به نام خداوند بخشنده و مهربان. آنچه در آسمان ها و آنچه در زمین است، خدایی را که پادشاه پاک ارجمند فرزانه است تسبیح میگویند. اوست آن کس که در میان بیسوادان فرستاده ای از خودشان برانگیخت تا آیات او را بر آنان بخواند و پاکشان گرداند و کتاب و حکمت به دیشان بیاموزد. و آنان قطعا پیش از آن در گمراهی آشکاری بودند. و نیز بر جماعت‌هایی دیگر از ایشان که هنوز به آنها نپیوستند و اوست ارجمند سنجیده کار. این فضل خداست، آن را به هر که بخواهد عطا می کند و خدا دارای فضل بسیار است. صلوات.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, my name is Arya, and I am here as the sponsor of the program, and inshallah tonight we will talk about first Qibla al-Aqsa and Palestine. And this is in thanks to our brothers and sisters from Palestinian Youth Movement. But first we have an announcement from our dear sister Khanum Lali. Inshallah, if she can come forward.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome. It's a great honor to be here with you all. I am going to speak only 10 to 15 minutes about the month of Rajab. We are on the last days of Rajab. They are very, very precious days that we should not miss, inshallah. And then our brothers and I think they're all brothers, will have a presentation. أعوذ بالله من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We are grateful to our brother Arya Kamalwand, who has invited his friends to us tonight, and we are honored to welcome our brothers from the Palestine Youth Movement. We are doing this to unite by our shared commitments to supporting the ummah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Muhammad Rasul, with the aim to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and extend a helping hand to those in need in these very difficult times. Inshallah. ماه رجب یکی از ماه‌های حرام هست و خداوند مهربان در این ماه که ماه خودش این رو نامیده برای ما فضایل بسیاری قرار داده که بایستی قدرش رو بدونیم. ما در روزهای آخر رجب هستیم. اونقدر این روزها اهمیت داره که اگر بره دیگر دستمون رفته واسه 1 سال. پس قدرش رو بدونیم. در یک حدیث قدسی داریم که خداوند سبحان می‌فرماید ماه رجب را ریسمانی میان خود و بندگانم مقرر کردم. هر که به اون چنگ زند به وصال من میرسد. اینقدر مهم هست دریافتن این ماه. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi said, "Verily, Rajab is the great month of Allah. No other month can be as sacred and virtuous as this month. Fighting during this month is forbidden. Most certainly, Rajab is the month of Allah, Sha'ban is my month, and Ramadan is the month of my people." So this is the month of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing us, inshallah, for Sha'ban and for Ramadan, inshallah. During this month, we have happy occasions and very solemn occasions. Today is the anniversary of the day that our 7th Imam, Hazrat Imam Kazim, Ababul Hawa'ij, was poisoned. He spent most of his years in prisons, off and on, and the last years of his life was spent in prison. Why? Because he objected to what was going on, and he was questioning the justice and what was happening in the society through the government. Of the great changes that he, with all the limitation he had in his life, he brought to life was 2 important things that we can mention in this very short time. One is he practiced taqiyah, and he recommended to his people to practice taqiyah because they had to protect their lives, otherwise they were all killed. And second one was he expanded the Vikala network, which had never been done, which was a network of deputy assignment. Imam Kazim alayhi salam is praised by Shia and Sunni brothers and sisters. He is known as Al-Abd Saleh, meaning the righteous servant, and he's also known as Al-Kazim, the one who suppresses anger. When he was in prison, his Shia, his followers, were getting in touch with him in a very difficult way, and they could not have direct connection with him, with the Imam of their time. And when Harun al-Rashid felt danger from his expanding followers, he ordered for him to be killed. But they couldn't do that because they were afraid of the Shia uprising. So they poisoned him in prison today, and 3 days later, on the 5th, he was martyred. His body, his corpus was put in display on the Baghdad bridge and was announced that he died out of natural causes. Imam Kazim alayhi salam and his grandson are buried in a holy shrine called Kazimain near Baghdad. He said Rajab is the name of a river in paradise that is wider than milk, and sweeter than honey. Hence, if one fasts even a single day in this month, the Almighty Allah will allow him to drink from that river. Now, the next day on this, I'm skipping some historical events here, but the most important, I'm just bringing it up. Rajab 26 is the day of Shahada of Abi Talib, the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa ajma'in. He was martyred because of what happened in She'b Abi Talib. As you know, 3 years the Muslims were in exile in She'b of Abi Talib. And right at the end of it, before they came out of the exile, Hazrat Abi Talib passed away. That was one of the most difficult days of Hazrat Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's life. And just 3 days after that, on the 29th of Rajab, was when Hazrat Khadijah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam passed away. Again, the shahadat of Hazrat, because of all the hardship they went through in the She'b of Abi Talib. Now, in between the 26th and the 29th, which was the hardest days of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Muhammad. There is the 27th, the day of Bi'tha. The name Bi'tha means selected by Allah to guide people from darkness, idols. In a desert that people didn't know one God. They were worshipping the things that they had created with their own hands. The day of 27th is known by Shia Muslims as Mab'ath, but by our Sunni brothers and sisters is considered the night of Mi'raj. So they are not celebrating it as Mab'ath, but as the night of Mi'raj. This is the day that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at the age of 40, after years of spending time in meditation, in solitude in the cave of Hara, in the Jabal al-Nur near Mecca, the Jibreel brought the first verses of the Holy Quran to Hazrat Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad Fajr. Those are the verses of the Surah Iqra, or Alaq, or the Clot, the 96th Surah of the Holy Quran. It has 19 ayahs, And it starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم, to the end of the surah. It's one of the greatest surahs that God subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us what he has done for humanity. Then on the 29th of Rajab, we also have a happy occasion, the anniversary day of the War of Tabuk. The War of Tabuk happened because Romans had come near the border of Syria, and they had built a very strong fortress right by the river, ready to attack and take over this new religion that is taking over the cities. When the news came to the Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad farjahum, he decided to go and confront them. And of course they had by that time they had a lot of means by weapons and being equipped by camels and so on. About 30,000 people went towards the border that Romans had camped. And they waited for a couple of days. The Romans looked at the volume of this army and they were scared. These were people who had no fear of attacking their fortress. So they sent convoys to Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi for peace. And Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu welcomed them with his beautiful, wonderful attitude. And they were able to make a treaty, a peace treaty, and accepted to pay jizya to Muslims instead of going to war with Muslims. So that was one of the wars, one of the last wars of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi, and the one that they didn't have to go through any bloodshed. It's one of the happy times of that occasion. On this war, it was the only war that Hazrat Ali alayhi salam was not with Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi. And the reason was that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu had assigned Hazrat Ali to stay in Medina to prevent hypocrites from creating any chaos. So he stayed, but the hypocrites were trying to create whatever they had planned. And one of the plans they came up with, they created a rumor that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi has asked for Hazrat Ali and he's not there. And Hazrat Ali sallallahu rushed towards Hazrat Muhammad. If he needs him, he has to be there. And when he got there, it was clear that it was a trick. And Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi sent him back to Medina, and that's the very first time that Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu is announcing the position of Ali alayhi salam in the world of Islam. He said, "O my brother, return to Medina, because none is more suited to preserve the dignity and position of Medina than myself and you. You are my representative amongst the Ahl al-Bayt and my king's folk. Don't you feel happy when I say that your relationship with me is similar to the one which existed between Harun and Musa, except that no prophet will come after me, just as Harun was the immediate successor of Prophet Musa. You are my successor and Khalif after me. این ماهی است که دعا مستجاب میشه. اعمالی که به ما در این ماه رکامند کردن: اجتناب از معاصی، استغفار، نماز، دعا، روزه، اذکار و تسبیحات مخصوص این ماه هست. Repeated istighfar and fasting is highly recommended in this month, especially on the last days of this month. O Almighty Allah, place us among those servants of yours whom you have forgiven in this blessed month. O Allah, by the holy verses you revealed to your chosen servant in this blessed month, extinguish the fire of hatred and anger blazing in the world by your light, by your love and ma'rifat. O Allah, hasten on the reappearance of your guardian of truth in your holy name. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. بالنبي و آله رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة مع الصلوات.